If you're new to day trading, man, this is a must see. What I want to do in this video, man, I really want to walk y'all through my journey, things that I've learned, my whole trading process. I've been trading every day that the market has been open for about a year and a half now. And I learned a lot of education. So I really want to walk y'all through that, through my journey. But also, it's also like a start to, you know what I mean, start to my journey, you know what I mean? So that way you can either, or start to my new journey. I want to kind of document my trading weeks. I'm probably not going to get on here and talk about every single trade, but I might just once a week talk about my trading weekend and how that went, so y'all can kind of follow me along through the journey. If y'all notice on my channel, I kind of scale back from the day trading education because when it comes to the buy and hold, you know what I mean? I had Palantir when it was at $12. I had Nvidia when it was like at 200, way before the stock split. Like, my buy and hold portfolio crushes the market all the time. But when it comes to day trading, of course, that's not like a straightforward thing. And the process has been a struggle. But I feel like at this point, I'm confident enough to take y'all through a successful journey. So before I start taking y'all through this journey, the next trading day is tomorrow. This is a Sunday, so that'll probably be the first documented trade that I go over with, or that I, start talking about with y'all. But before we get into the possible glory of my journey, I want to talk from ground up and how I got to this point. And when I say I got to this point, I'm not a trader that, I'm not going to go on YouTube and post $20,000 days and all of that. That's not reality for me at this moment. I still go to my 9 to 5, but I make sure I trade every single day because this is a dream of mine. And I also want to teach people how to become financial free. And I feel like trading is a very easy way, once you get it down pat, to do that. So with trading, like I said before, my investing portfolios, man, I was on point with it. I got Palantir when it was low, Nvidia when it was low, got gold now when the market is, when Trump's doing all these tariffs and the market is going down crazy, gold is going up. So my buy and hold portfolio is lit. I got into trading probably like late 2023. Which was, at the time, it was kind of like a bull market. Like, AI started to go crazy. So you'll see on my YouTube channel, I even got a trade on there. You could tell, like, I got a trade on there, AMD call option. I was up like 1,800 on that trade. You know what I mean? Like, first couple months of trading, I was up. So that was like a real, that was like a real confidence boost. Like, I got this down pat. Like, I made 1,800, and I think the video was probably 40 minutes long or whatever. So, I was really feeling myself. I was like, okay, let me start teaching this on YouTube and adding it to my buy and hold strategy or whatever. So, so I got my trading account, like, it was pure success at the beginning. I got my trading account up to like $5,000. And part of that because I started swing trading. So I started trading late 2023. I started swing trading probably, I don't know, maybe May of 2024. Maybe May of 2024. And my swing trades was going good. After losing a bunch of trades, I finally hit profitable July 8th of 2024. Broke even. So since I was so confident in my swing trades, I was like, I'm betting the house every time. So I bet the house and lost all of my profits in 2 swing trades. So I mean, it was like a little mini depression. Like, it caused me to get a deeper dive. Like, oh, I gotta learn this better, and I gotta, So I kept reading books, and I would sign up for Discords and get free trials on courses and stuff like that. And Don't get me wrong, a lot of the books out there, I mean, some of the books you gotta start with. Some of them is just extra education. You might get one piece of information out of a book after listening to it for a whole 8 hours that the rest of the books aren't saying. But um, let me get into some of the things that I found very important along my journey, a year and a half for trading, right? So of course, at this point, overall, I'm down. My trading account is around $1,000. But with all of this that I've done so far, the education and you know, let me just keep y'all walking y'all through the process. So I got down, and then it caused not only like a hyper obsession, but like a mini depression a little bit too, because I was like, man, like I found a way to financially freedom. I could leave my job or whatever. So I would get on the phone with my wife, and she'd be talking about her day, and I'd be talking about trading, and she'd be talking about, you know, Samara at school, and I'd be talking about trading, and it kind of like almost like took over my mind. Like it was the only thing that I could think of. So, you know what I mean? It went from an instant high to a low. And then you go on social media, of course, and all the influencers are winning every trade when I just blew my entire account. So I was like, okay, let me scale back a little bit. I just need a little more education. I'll dive into extra books, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna go over all of the books that I purchased. This isn't all of them, but this is probably most of them. And I'm gonna let y'all know what are the most important ones. I would say the most definitely in the top three most important book that I read is The Best Loser Wins. And I wish this trade would have hit me at the beginning of my trading, right? Because trading is something that like most people fail at. Like it's a high fail rate. So The Best Loser Wins kind of teach you how to, you know, you're not trading to win, but you're trading to lose less. As I told y'all before, I got a video where I made 1,800 and I didn't know nothing. I was like a couple months in trading. And if I knew how to lose trades, I would have still had that money. So The Best Loser Wins, a must for every trader. If you're brand new to trading and you're on a demo account or whatever, you got to start with the Bible for candlesticks, or the trading Bible for candlesticks. That goes over, you know, that goes over moving averages, support, resistance, the candlestick. Like it literally at least gives you the ABCs for trading, right? And that's a hard copy, so you get the visuals. It's not just somebody talking in your ear. So that's a very important book. I think that was the first book I started with, and it's probably like the most important book there is. Trading in the Zone, that's a real good book. One Good Trade by Mike Bellafury, that's a good book. The Wyckoff Method, that's a real good book. Market Wizards, that's a real good book. That's like a lot of successful, real big successful traders kind of going over their journey. And almost all of them were saying in the beginning they failed at trading, like they sucked real bad. So it kind of gave me confidence through my journey. Like if I just keep going and I figure this out, this is just, you know what I'm saying? This is just temporary or whatever. The For Dummies series, Options for Dummies, Technical Analysis for Dummies, and Swing Trading for Dummies. Those, all three of them are must. The For Dummies series, they go into super detail. Now, most of these books, I mean, the Wyckoff Method might kind of give you a little bit of strategy, but most of these books are really just teaching you how to trade. None of them are really like going into strategy and how to apply this or which time frame to use, or you know what I mean? Like none of them are really doing that. So time in the game also, you gotta show up. You know what I mean? Whether that's in a demo account or live money in the account, you gotta show up for the market to understand it better, to get more reps in. But before I get into that, I'm gonna finish these books. Summary of Mike Bellafury, the Playbook, Mastering Trading Psychology, The Secrets to Profiting in Bull and Bear Markets, Mastering the Trade, and Profitable Trading Strategies. Profitable Trading Strategies I really like because it's also a book of visuals. So it's like a little $5, $6 PDF you could get in the Apple bookstore, and they got day trading strategies, swing trading strategies, trend line strategies, and it's all visual. So most of these books I got as, as audio books, but the visual ones are really important because we're trading off of charts, and the charts, are visual. So I literally read all of these books. I've joined like 2 free trials to Discords. You know what I mean? I'm doing it. I'm showing up every day. And, after some big depressing losses, I was like, let me see what my first journal entry was. So my first journal entry, and this was after my first journal entry was February 29th of last year. I lost $1,400. Started to trade up $250. So that was one thing I kind of started to notice in my journal, was a lot of it would say I started up. Now, how did you lose money if you started up? You know what I'm saying? So the journal is real important because it is something to reflect on. When you have a losing streak, you go back, and I realized that after a certain point, you don't need no more trading education, not from books. Not from books, not from YouTube. After you get a certain amount of YouTube and a certain amount of books, going over a year of consistently reading book after book after book, anything after that, you don't really need anymore. What you need after that is a trading strategy, commitment, and review your journal after that. So my journal, after some of these big depressing losses, my journal became my best friend because each trader have different personalities. You have scared traders that, they won't let their winners run because they're afraid to take the loss. And then you have people kind of gambling like it's a casino, like I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, well, I'll let that one trade run to 1,800. This one, yeah, I'm down 500, but let it run. It'll bounce back. And that's the worst thing. That it'll bounce back statement in your head is the worst thing. So I'm gonna go into some of my trading journal entries. And as I went on, my trading entries, they became more detailed. Like, I wanted to not only feel that pain while I was writing it down, but I also wanted to reflect and be like, okay, over time, I realized habits, and I learned my habit as a trader, which was them losses. I've for the most part, my trading was always like, I was always a consistent trader, but my losses, I would have one loss to take out 5 trades. You know what I mean? One loss to take out 7 trades, successful 7 in a row, and, one trade bad. So we got a May 10th entry. I did an AMD call option. AMD gapped up a lot in pre-market. The stock was riding the edge of the Bollinger Band. The stock was going up on high volume and past my resistance. So I got in the trade. The trade went up $189. The stock was using the Bollinger Band and pivot points as a resistance. Instead of getting out, I let the stock continue to go down. The first candle started to go down, ended with a wick, went down to the 20 MA, which was around the middle of the Bollinger Band. The next candle was a bearish candle. It started to go down a lot. That would have been a good time to exit the trade. But instead, I let it go down for negative $938. Right? Let me see if I got another big loss entry. You know what I'm saying? So once I went through that I took a little break. I took a couple weeks of break, and I was reading my journal. I was like, forget all these trading books. Let me go to the journal. And the journal gave me a realization like, bruh, you read enough books, bruh. It's not the books, it's you. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to blame the market. The market, cheated me today. Or nah, it's you. You can't control the wins, but you can control the losses, and the losses is the most important thing when you're trading. Let me see if I can give y'all one more journal entry in this thing. Here go. Negative $1,000. Look, AMD again. AMD was that stock that I traded where I got that $1,800 profit. So that's probably why I'm seeing so many AMD entries in here, because I was like, that's my go-to. That's a winner right there. So negative $1,000. AMD gapped up in pre-market and started to go down as soon as the market opened. It went up higher than the 50 MA, so I assumed call option. The candle, a long bearish candle, broke through the 50 MA and bounced up a little from the 20 MA, creating a wick. I waited for the stock to come down to the 200 MA. The stock went through the 50 MA, the 20 MA, and the 200 MA, and then a strong green candle looked like it was going up through the 200 MA, but it was just a retest. And that was actually when I got in the trade. I got in the trade at the time thinking a reversal, but I didn't know about the retest. So it was going down a lot. It looked like it was going to go up hard, and it literally just retest. And then a long bearish candle went down, and it continued to go down the rest of the day. Entered too early in the wrong direction and held too long for $1,000 loss. So the journal, it causes you to relive the pain of your losing trades, right? It causes you to relive the pain of your losing trades, but it's also a reference. So you can go back and be like, you know what? Okay, so I would do that. From time to time, I would go back, look at my trades or whatever. So by this time, I traded on the 5 minutes. I started on the 15-minute time frame. Then I went down to the 5. Then I went down to the 2-minute time frame, because I was like, I need to be, you know what I mean? I need to be in the action. I need to be this thing moving quick, and I need to be in the lowest time frame. Let me get to the 2-minute time frame. But as I'm, going through this pain, building this education, writing in my journals and all of that, I ended up just talking to my homeboy. I knew he traded Forex, and he was like, listen, you have to get courses. And, one thing about YouTube, a lot of the stuff they talk about, sometimes you might resist it. Like, I resisted the journal at first, then I realized how important it was. I resisted the mentor. And then I talked to my homeboy, and he's like, listen, I take these classes, follow bro. So it was like the education of me reading all of these books, the education of me trading every day for a year and a half, and then also community, also talking to somebody else that's probably experiencing the same thing. So I talked to my homeboy, and he was like, yo, bruh is like real nice, been trading, 18 years or whatever. And he's not a signal giver. He kind of teaches you how to, do it on your own or whatever. So his concept of trading kind of, it kind of went with my perfect setup of how most of my trades I would win, but then on my losers, I would, his way of trading kind of really set it up to where my losers would be small. So, learning to defend, at the same time of signing up to bruh's courses and getting a mentor, is around the time that I started with you listening to the Best Loser Win. So as you can see, your journey is not really going to be a one shot. You know what I mean? There's going to be challenges. And if you quit, you never get to see through to the success. So I'm at a point now where I want to take y'all through this journey with me. So if you want to see me win, this will be a success story. If you want to see me lose, this is a perfect time to review my videos and laugh in my face. But what I want to do, I want to go over my trading journey. I have an account that's around $1,000, and I'm probably not going to get on here and go over every single week, but it's going to, I mean, every single day. But, you know, if I got the extra time, or, you know, I might jump in extra times throughout the week or whatever, but I'm still going to do my swing trade setup. I'm still gonna do my stock reviews or whatever, but this is kind of gonna be like a journey. Like I started my trading journal back in the day. This is gonna be like another journal, but this is gonna be a shareable journal, to where if I get to a successful point and I'm showing you that $70,000 account, you came the whole way with me. And I'm the type of person, I am not gonna charge nobody for nothing unless I got a proven. You know what I'm saying? People are already asking me questions like it's a course, and that, you know what I'm saying? That hunger is thriving. You know what I'm saying? But until I'm that confident in my own craft and I'm showing y'all the results and y'all are responding like these results are crazy, until then, I'm not charging nobody for no information. So I really wanted to start something new for my channel, but I also wanted to share with y'all my journey, so that way y'all could see that. Y'all probably see a lot of the big wins and all of that on Facebook, but the journey has been rough, and I'm a lot more confident in the journey now that I have been. So today is a Sunday. We start, stock market opens tomorrow, so that'll probably be my first trade of starting this journey. And I mean, if anything, I'll just take a screenshot of that day, you know, maybe go over the trade, maybe not. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna tap in with y'all at least once a week, so that way y'all can follow my journey. And you know what I'm saying? It's up. Please like and subscribe if you need money motivation. I'm also trying to make some tweaks to my podcast, so check that out too. Swing Trade Sunday, every Sunday. If I can't find a swing trade play, then I'm just gonna go over the overall market. And of course, I'm gonna give y'all stock reviews.